Hey guys, welcome back to Jack on Tracks and another episode of the Back Shop and the Berkshire Knitting build. Alright, so I did a bunch of stuff off camera only because I really couldn't film it. It was just a lot of intricate work. My hands are in the way. You don't really see anything. So basically, the first thing I'm using is I'm using this Plastruct it's a I-beam, and it's HFS6. That's the catalog number. All right, it's ridiculously long. I got more than I'm ever going to need of this stuff probably. And some Evergreen 292 angle 0.080 L girder. All right, so basically what I did is I took the I-beam, and I welded on gussets to it, and that's so I can fit this lattice from Plastruct in there correctly. It sits out here from the edge about that far, and then they're going to tie it together. All right, just making these off camera, it just you couldn't see me do these on camera. I used the chopper I got online for a ridiculously cheap price, and it has a little issue to it, but I'll work on that in another video. Okay, so where I started was I had to get this the office done. So basically, I took one of these the I-beams, and I trimmed off one of the legs. I made a J. I sanded this wall down so it fits snug in here like that, and we went with this green paint. I actually like this green. It's called I'll put it up later in there. It's a light German green or something like that. So I'm using that color, and then on top of it, I dull coated it. We're gonna come in here, and when we're all done with the prefab of all these components, I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna stipple. I'm gonna do a little sponging on here, down low to get some rust on here, because it's it's an old ass building. So this fits in here. We're gonna attach this in here today, the rest of the way, and then this is going to get attached over here. How I'm going to, which of my many glues am I going to use? I'm not really sure yet. I know someone mentioned to me that I have a lot of different glues, but as you can see, sometimes you need a different glue. Like this styrene is held down with barge contact cement. It ain't coming up. So. And then these walls are on with barge contact cement, and they ain't coming off either. So once we get this subframe done in here, then we're gonna work out. So what's gonna happen also is, not only are we gonna have attachment from here to here, I'm gonna have a short piece coming off of these ends over here, just because I can. But that's for a later date. Like I said, so these are the gussets in there. I hope you can see. Nobody's coming in. All right. As you can see, that sits in there like that. There'll be a piece over here, and then the pieces, there's going to be a piece like this connecting all across. So these are going to be connected from here to here and here to here. I'm going to probably glue another piece of this styrene on the bottom here, just to make it look like the gusset goes in the rest of the way. So against this wall, and plus it'll give me more gluing surface. All right, guys. So just give me a few more minutes. I got a bunch of stuff drying, then we'll come back and we'll start working on getting this room glued down. All right, guys, welcome back. All right, so I cut these cross pieces that will connect these posts across. These are all welded in. I used the Plastruct plastic weld because I don't remember these. I don't think are PVC. I forgot what these are. But whatever. So, but that's working perfectly fine. It's holding them in. So what I want to do is I want to put these on the ends. So when I attach it to the wall, I have a little bit more. I have some. I mean, there's not really much there to solder to. I mean, weld it to. So I want to get these on here and get these, in place. So that's what we're going to do. You ever see those little wood or 3D printed trays for these glues? Yeah, I kind of wish I had that. I did have. I knocked over one of my Tamiya ones once and lost basically the whole bottle. So when I get a chance to buy those, I'm gonna pick them up. So let's try. Just curious. I'm just curious. I'm gonna leave that one right there. I'm gonna give that the stress test in a minute. This stuff, this welded plaster weld, actually takes a little time to set up. So. That did not glue on. I think this is the one I put together with Tamiya originally. We'll put that there for now. We'll come back and give him a little visit in a minute. All right, so far I got five of these columns made. That's why I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be the 6th column here. This is all closed off hypothetically in the wall. I don't know what happened to the video that I did gluing this in place. This is actually glued in with CA. I'm not a big fan of CA because it does give way over time, but hopefully I'll be in the grave by the time that happens and you can't yell at me. So this is in pretty solid. These walls with the contact cement, they're never coming off. They are definitely never ever coming off on this thing. I don't know how the color shows up on this concrete, but in person it actually looks really good. Looks like a stain. Looks like a concrete floor to a warehouse. So we're going to once these dry, we're going to then assemble them from side to side in here, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna let that dry. Let all that stuff dry up completely. Then we're gonna paint. We're gonna take this to the side and we're gonna paint the whole thing. I could have probably painted it piece by piece and just painted all the stuff and then scraped it off and touched it up. But I don't know. I'm going to go this route where I'm going to get it all together and then paint it. I'm obviously going to have to come back in here at a later date, clean this off in here a little bit when I add the tails on here. But I'm not exactly sure how good this is adhering, so we're gonna wet you down. All right, so we're gonna let this stuff set up, and then we're gonna come back to it. All right, so this section over here is pretty much done. I got the windows and doors. We're gonna do a separate video on the windows, on the laser cut windows and doors for this, and then we're gonna do another video when I custom make these loading doors. We had a lot of work still to do, and I'm getting short on time, so we're gonna keep moving forward on it. All right, guys. So off camera again, because it was just easier for me to bang those out. I put the next piece on. So basically, I'm using the Plastruct plastic weld. That seems to be working much better with bonding these two materials together. So that's what I'm going to stick to. All right. So I'm just putting a little bit on here on the Plastruct product, just to get it start soften up, and then I'm just putting a little brush onto the Evergreen. Well, actually, I'm not even saying it. These are actually both Plastruct, but it's I put it onto the styrene part. The white's the styrene. So, and then just putting it in, putting it down. Eyeballing it a little bit. And that's basically it. So we're just gonna let these dry, and then we're gonna stand everything up and connect it. All right, guys. So we'll be right back. All right, guys. So we're back. All right. I got this one figured out, and now we come over this one. So basically, what I'm doing, I'm lining it up to where I think it's supposed to be. I'm lining up these posts in the middle of this wall, and then I'm just coming in here and I'm just cleaning off some of the paint off of these bricks. So when we bond them, we're bonding to the plastic, not the paint. So we're gonna come in here at the end and hit this with a wash a little bit. You know, get a little rust running down these outer walls from the moisture. So we'll get a little rust up on there, cover any of this not so niceness. All right, so it might seem like I'm getting a little ahead of myself because we're not actually going to be gluing these to the wall yet, but I need to get that done now. Because this whole thing, now we're going to start gluing. We're going to start gluing these sections together. Now let that set up. Then we line all this up. We're probably gonna have to come in here and do a little scraping on the on this a little bit, or that's gonna get C8 in. So. Whew. All right, guys, so what we're going to do is I'm going to let this dry for a good, like, 5 or 10 minutes because it just, I want to make sure this is, like, as straight, as dry as it can be before I do anything with it. So that's what we're going to do. I think let that set up. This edge should be straight. That edge is straight. So this should be nice, and this should be visually straight, as close straight as I can get it. And then we'll come in here and we'll set this in here. These corner pieces, this piece I believe is the correct length. I may have to cut a custom length for this corner over here because I'm not 100%, everything's not dead nuts on. I'm hoping when this lays in here, everything is close enough that it looks good. But like I said, this is really the first time I've ever tried doing this, so forgive me if it's not, perfect, but I'm trying. So, yeah, let's give it a couple of minutes and we'll come back. All right, guys, so this is pretty much dried up right now. Feels pretty much dry. I'm hoping this is solid enough. We got the two end pieces in. We stand it up. It's nothing's 100% true here, like I said, because it's just the nature of this beast that I built here. This fits in. These are going to get glued into place. These pieces are going to get glued to line up as centered on these walls as possible. And then we're probably going to do a little CA on the bottom of these, each one of these. So that's basically that. All right. So, I mean, basically, this is pretty, I guess, straightforward. Not really that complicated, I guess. But I never did it before. So if you're going to do it, just kind of really think it out. And you got to really think about how you're going to, like, secure stuff to make it really firm. This glue is actually really melting the styrene, the white styrene, and the gray, whatever that is. I don't know if it's gray styrene. I don't know. But it's getting it bonded pretty good together. So that's making me happy. Like I said, now I'm gonna take this over to the workbench and I'm gonna spray paint it. And once that's spray painted, I can come back in and we can then install it. So that's going to be exciting. right? Yeah. I hope I don't mess this up, but I'm going to have to drill a hole. I'm going to have to drill a hole in here somewhere, a couple of holes, I think, in here, to have my lights come in. So that's basically that. I mean, you could tell that these lines don't line up 100% with these poles. It's kind of what I wanted to have happen, but it's just not happening. You know, it's just the way it is. You'll still get the idea what's going on, but so we'll go from there. I'm going to have to extend a pole here, piece out to here. That's going to be there. And these are going to have little tails that come off. I'm going to do that at the end, the very end. I'm going to do that. The crazy thing is that this building is actually like there's a second floor here, and then this is all down. This is like a ceiling that comes down over there. It's a really huge building, so and I'm really not giving it the justice it deserves, but I'm doing the best I can with it. So let's go forward with this and get this stuff painted. All right, guys. So welcome back. This is dry now. I drilled a hole here and a hole here. That's for later on. We're going to add lights, and the wire is going to be behind these bars. Okay, so the only way I can figure out how to do this is one section at a time. So that's what we're going to do. I believe I'm going to need to use a little CA. All right, I mean, I got a little bit of bonding there, bonding over that wall. So, and then I got a little bonding on this wall over here. We're going to have to come back in and touch this up. So, I'm going to try this. I'll let that set up for a minute or so, and then hopefully that does it. And I'll work our way down one at a time. I'll let that's just setting. I'm not going to touch that. I'll let that sit for a minute. All right, guys, we'll come back when that gets about a minute worth of dry time on there. All right, guys, that was about 5 minutes. This thing's actually, oh, well, I spoke too soon. Actually saying it was pretty solid, but apparently not solid enough. Let me give it a little touch here. All right, I'm gonna let it sit another minute. Let it all melt together. All right, so that's looking dry. I mean, that's pretty strong. So let's see what we can do here. All right, guys, we're gonna let this sit and dry up a little bit longer, and then we'll come back. All right, guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna finish this up off camera, and then come back. It just takes. It'll just go quicker, so we can get this done. All right, guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the rest of these off camera, and then we'll come back in and we'll discuss what's going on and discuss what we did, and I'll get some pictures of it up in the end, and hopefully you guys like what's going on. If you don't, too bad, because it's what's going on. Can't help you out. All right, but yeah, I hope you guys like the way this is coming out. I think it's coming out pretty good. We're gonna add tails off of these. Probably all these. We're gonna do a little something. This one over here, I'm not really sure what we're gonna do. Might have to put another post in. Not 100% sure yet, but we'll figure that out. All right, guys. We'll be back in a little bit. All right, guys. So we're back. This is all dry. I mean, this is pretty solid. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, even this wall. Yeah, I'm pretty solid. I'm pretty happy with how solid this came out. I mean, everything looks squared away. You really don't notice these lines being off that much until I just told you. So I put the drops down there for the lights. Basically, these are O gauge, and they just look like the right size, right? Yeah, I don't know. They kind of look like they're the right size. The HO ones I had just seemed too small. I have a set of older metal ones that I was planning on using, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So basically, I'm going to have one of these under each one of these posts. All right. They would have had skylights on these for during the day, been well lit at night, not really doing much in here. And they really, safety wasn't really a concern back in the day. Didn't matter if you couldn't see where you're going, you'll get replaced. So it was that. I mean, everything looks pretty square and lined up. I think that looks pretty good. I'm happy so far with the way it's coming out. I put a picture in there. I ordered these from rail scale models with the windows. These are some carts. You can see the pictures of those in there. I have a box of Tichy stuff in here. Old crates, pallets, brooms. We're gonna set those up in here as well. Part of detail. I gotta order the bales. So bales come in all different sizes. It seems they top out at about 400 pounds. To me, it's pretty damn big, I would think. But about 400-pound bales. I'm going to need a bunch for in here, these areas over here, and stuff. Still got to do the office. And then now that we got these pieces on, I can now focus on getting the cornice work done. We can do that. We'll do that sometime in the near future. Yeah. I think yeah. I don't think it's the end of the video. It is the end of the video. I'm done. We're gonna put this part to the side for a few days, and we're gonna come in here and we're gonna start working on these windows. I got windows and doors. I gotta get all the windows done. I need 2, 4, 6, 7 windows, and I need 2 doors. So I got 2 styles of doors. We're going to use this style of door for that one over there because no one's going in and out that one. And this one over here is going to get a nice multi-pane window door coming in. So we're going to do those next. And then we're going to work on building these doors. So we're going to do that. That's going to be fun. You saw me build doors before, long time ago, 2 years ago, in one of the builds for the hot tracks. I built the doors for for the Walters kits. So we'll go on from there. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, I appreciate you guys putting up my shenanigans, my nonsense, and my tomfoolery. And as always, I'll catch you later.